squish ball, or for some variations you can use a yoga block instead of a squish ball, just for an easier version. You don't have to buy fancy branded squish ball. You can find them on Amazon for really cheap now. Even the dollar store has, in the kids toy section, just little balls that kids use at the beach and stuff, and they're like $3, and they're usually already inflated, and you can use that. I'm using grip socks just because I'm on a reformer that's converted to a mat, so it's still that slippery vinyl. But normally I don't use grip socks if I'm on a grippy yoga or Pilates mat. Also, my pedicure is growing out, so it looks kind of gross. So we'll just look at these pretty Point Studio socks instead. Okay? So we're gonna start. I'm gonna use the block and the ball just to get deeper breaths here. So I want to put the ball behind my rib cage, sort of in my bra line basically. Okay, so just below the shoulder blades and near the bottom ribs. Ooh, and look at that, my arms can even go hang down to the floor because I'm elevated. If you're on the floor, well, you won't get that extra stretch in the pectoralis. If this is too much to do right away, just lay down on the floor with your arms wide. Maybe put something behind your shoulder blades, rib cage area, like a little couch cushion or a towel that's rolled up. And just take 3 deep breaths here, just relaxing. Notice how your rib cage and your belly and anything else moves naturally as you inhale and exhale. Obviously, our breath is going to move us. All right, let's add a little something, something. Next time you exhale, I want you to squeeze the ball by pulling your rib cage down, your frontal rib cage down, and this will push your back rib cage into that ball. And then release. So instead of like pelvic rocks that we do, we're kind of doing a rib cage rock, a thoracic rock. You can still have your hands wide or place them beside you. Try not to tense up in the shoulders. The shoulders will obviously come up and down because they're attached to the rib cage as well. But just let them move in that same direction. So not up to the ears. Relax the shoulders. Don't push the hands into them out. You're pushing your back ribs into that ball. And now add a pelvic rock. So imprint. So think you're something behind your lower back and you want to press that as well. So this will really bring your rib cage and your frontal hip bones together. Okay? Alright, last one. We're going to remove that block and bring our hands behind our head instead. You can keep the legs long or bend them, placing your feet flat. And think about that. So pull your ribs down, push your back ribs into the ball, and bring your ribs to your hip bones. Good. And then release that. So slowly roll all the way back. Slowly is the key here. Let's do 5 more like that. Exhale. Push into the ball, tuck your pelvis, and this should bring you up. You are looking between your thighs. And then if you can, roll all the way back. You're looking up, maybe slightly behind you. 4 more. Exhale. Pilates back breath through pursed lips. And carefully release. So Pilates in anything too, like use just as much energy to lower down, to release the tension, as you do to gain the tension, right? So control on the way down. That is actually how we get stronger. So sometimes they actually call it negatives, not sometimes, that's what they call it. So you would really slow it down on the reverse, on the eccentric part of the exercise. One last time, exhale, and we'll lower down for 3, 2, 1, and just relax. Maybe now you can relax your head all the way on the floor without the block, legs long, arms long again, just stretch it out. Okay. core, connecting to the breath. We're gonna move the ball up our body, starting at the feet. So put the ball where your heels would be, and then put your heels on top of the ball, and lay down. So you should be able to relax mostly, but not too much, because your feet are on this wobbly surface. You can just take a nap here. And let's wobble the ball side to side. Just feel that. It's wobbly. Things can be wobbly. That doesn't mean you're going to fall. Life is wobbly, right? The street's full of potholes. The sidewalk is full of bumps. You just wobble with it and absorb those shots and bumps. All right. Now you're going to just put the left foot on the floor, extend it, or the knees bent, and you're going to roll the ball towards you. So roll it from heel to toe. Let's work in sets of 8 here. So 6 more times. Exhale to roll it in. Inhale to roll it out. Or the inverse. Inhale to roll it in. Exhale, roll it out. So you should exhale on the exertion, the hard part of the exercise. But both parts should be hard, the eccentric and the concentric. So just find the breath that works for you. And remember, this is Pilates. So you move at a Pilates pace, using your breath as the pace. And a Pilates pace is, if at any moment your instructor snaps their fingers, you can pause. So you never want to be swinging. Always move at a nice pace, so you can pause at any instant. All right, next time, the right leg is long. Lift your left leg to tabletop and return that into a bicycle. So bend the right knee, extend the left, and reverse. Let's do 6 of these. So I've got 4 more. I'm sort of imprinted neutral. I'm not completely imprinted because my one foot is touching the ball. So it's not a complete open chain, but the moral of the story, whether you're completely imprinted or neutral, your pelvis is not rocking back and forth. It stays there. Don't spill the water out of your bassin. All right, next time I'm going to extend the right leg, pause, lift the left foot to the ceiling, and 6 times I'm going to lower, tap the ball, and lift. 4 more. 3 more. 2 more. And last one. This time, both feet. Roll the ball in. And I'm going to keep my left knee over my hip and extend the foot to the ceiling. And then tap the ball. So it's like I'm opening a pair of scissors. 4 more like that. 4. 3. 2. And 1. Come back, both feet on the ball, and roll it out. Okay? And we'll just do that on the other side. You can add chest lift to that, but I'm already feeling it in my lower abs. I don't feel I need to add anything to it at this point, but you do you. Okay? So I'm going to bend my right leg, and actually I'll extend it this time. And I'm starting to roll that ball 7 more times. Heel to toe. 6 more times. Just keep breathing, okay? Don't worry about when you inhale and you exhale. Maybe you inhale to come in and out, and then you exhale to come in and out. That's actually fabulous. That means you're taking really nice, deep, long breaths so that one inhale lasts the whole repetition. That's beautiful. And 2 more. All right, this time, leg is long. I'm going to bend my right leg to tabletop, and I'm going to ride my bicycle for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Left leg is long, right leg is also long. I lower my right foot to tap the ball. 1. Both feet on the ball, roll it in. Keep the right knee over the right hip. As I extend the legs, they go in opposition. So tap the ball with my toes this time. And lift. 4 more like that. 4, 3, 2, and last one. All right. Both feet on the ball. Again, just take a break. Because now both feet are going to roll the ball, okay? So you can be, I'm going to imprint a little bit more here, just because both feet are rolling in and out. Or you can be a bit more neutral because both feet are not floating, like they're in a closed chain, so to speak. So pick your pelvic position and keep it, okay? Take an inhale. As you exhale, roll that ball in and roll it out. Now I will bring my hands to my head because I'm going to add the chest lift. So as I bend my knees, I push my back ribs down and also my lower back and come up. So I'm going up but also forward. So you don't want to look at your knees, right? So you don't keep looking at the ceiling, not at your belly. So go that way. Look where you're going. Let's do 3 more. Press down. So press the back ribs and the lower back into the mat. You have to press down in order to lift up. 2 more. And last one. Take a little break. We'll keep going those 2 actions, so chest lift and bending the knees, but in opposition now. Okay, so I'm laying down, I'm bending my knees. As I extend my knees, I'm going to lift my chest with my toes this time. And then lay down. 5 more like that. Roll. And lay down. 4, 3, 2, and last one. And take a little break. This time, instead of just a chest lift, I'm going to try and come up all the way to sit on my butt. So like a sit up, it's called teaser. We're doing teaser, okay? So I'm going to use a little bit of momentum from my arms, and I encourage you to as well. A little bit, okay? Remember that Pilates pace, the finger snap, okay? So take an inhale. As you exhale, roll that ball and reach over your toes. And then roll back down with control. So use those arms to give you some momentum to come up. And then they counterweight you so you can roll back with control, okay? Always with control. So a little reach forward and then slowly lower down. So reaching forward to pull yourself up and then keep reaching forward to lower yourself down. It's like you're rock climbing and you're being belayed. All right, 2 more. And last one, we're going to come up to our teaser and stay there, okay? Keep the spine in a C curve. Roll the legs out. And in. 5 more. 4 more. 3, 2, and 1. Curl, and then slowly lower down. Okay? And now we're going for the grand finale of this foot on ball series, okay? We are going to rotate and move the ball with 1 foot, so it's bicycle action. Anyway, you'll see what I mean when we get there, okay? So take an inhale, exhale, reach forward, come to your teaser, hands behind the head. Left leg is extended and I'm rotated towards that right knee. And then switch. So just 1 ball, 1 foot is holding the ball. We will do to the other side after. Let's do 4 more rounds. Around is right and left. 3, 2, and 1. Let's come to center. Let's roll down and take a quick break. I like to give breaks because I want you to do the exercise properly with integrity and not just swing muscles and have your tendons and ligaments doing the work instead of your muscles, okay? So quick break. We're getting back into it. Roll up to your teaser. Right leg is extended, hands behind the head. Look to the left, and 6 rounds. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come to center, both feet on the ball, reach forward, and lay on down. Good stuff. All right, bring the ball between your ankles and give yourself the ball. All righty. So, we're going to move the ball up the body. So now we're going to place it in between, it's not the knees, okay? It's in between your legs. So place it on your thighs, just above the knees. Otherwise, when you start to move the knee, the ball is going to get in the way. So, in between the inner thighs, just above the knee. You don't want it on a joint, okay? And we're going to get to our bridging here. So, take an inhale, put your hands down beside you. As you exhale, you're going to imprint. So press your lower back down into the mat, and then squeeze your glutes. Lift the hips. Then keep squeezing, lift the lower back. Then keep squeezing, lift the mid-back. Part of the upper back, so you're just on your shoulder blades. You are a straight line from knees through hips all the way to your sternum, all the way to your, what are these called? Collarbones. Okay, you're like a nice ski slope, okay? And then we'll roll down. So upper back, mid back, low back, and your hips, your booty should touch last, okay? We're doing 4 more like that. So just inhale to neutral, slight space there, close that space, roll up. Find that ski slope. If you've got mirrors, use them. And then exhale, roll down. All right, we'll add a squeeze to that ball. So roll up. You should have a little squeeze on it by now. And then when you come up, squeeze it. 3, 2, 1, and roll down. Neutral, imprint, hips, low back, mid back, upper back, and squeeze the ball. 3, 2, 1. Roll through the spine, hips touch last, and neutral pelvis. 2 more. Imprint, roll, and squeeze. 3, 2, 1, and roll down. This last one, we're going to stay up in our grips. Imprint, squeeze the glutes, roll up. Let's do 3, 2, 1 against that ball and pause, okay? We're going to just go for a march. So I want you to just kick that right leg forward, knees stay in line, and put it down. The challenge here is to keep the pelvis level. So you really have to take the time, transfer the weight to the supporting leg, and engage the abdominals on the side, especially on the side of the folding leg, so that hip doesn't drop, right? We don't want that. So, I'll show you what we don't want. We don't want this. So, really have to engage there, and really press down. All of my weight is in that supporting foot. And I'd rather the hips drop, but both hips drop, right? So don't think, oh, well, one hip stayed high. I'd rather that this happens, but they're both the same height, right? Because we're training good habits in Pilates, so then you take those habits into real life. So when you're running, walking, skiing, whatever, that you are not walking like this, you're not skiing like that. You want your hip bones to light the way like headlights on a car. Let's come to center. Let's squeeze that ball for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and roll down through the spine. Good. You can always hug your knees into your chest. Whenever you need to rinse out, especially from bridge, okay, despite our best efforts, our lower back is going to participate, and it should, but the glutes and the hamstrings pelvis stability with the help of your abdominals, okay? So if you're feeling it in the lower back, it's because abs, glutes, or hamstrings are not pulling their weight, but we'll just get them there. We'll get them stronger, okay? Now, more bridging stuff. So we're gonna roll, pause, extend your right leg and keep it extended 10 times. Squeeze that ball. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause, foot down. We are going to roll down to the mat. Take a break because I want you to do the second round with integrity, okay? Imprint, roll up. Wait till you're in the bridge to extend that leg and 10 times. Squeeze that ball. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Foot down and carefully roll down to the carriage. All right. Give your knees a hug. You can even do windshield wiper. So you would place your feet really wide, like bottom corners of the mat. So this is as wide as I can go. And then let both knees go to one side. So as I go to the left, I'm trying to touch the mat with the inside of my right knee. Right? So that's going to lift my hips. But keep the shoulders down. Otherwise you won't get that twist. Otherwise you're just rolling to one side. You'll feel that stretch there. Okay? And then other side. Keep the shoulders down, just the one hip will lift. Okay. So we're going to now put the ball under our sacrum. The sacrum is a flat triangular bone just above your butt crack. Okay, so you lift up to one last bridge. It's not on your bony spine, so it's not here, it's not the lower back. And it's not so much the butt cheeks, it's right above your butt crack, okay? I don't know how else to say butt crack, okay? And then we're going to just test our balance here. So challenges, you can keep your hands down, you can do robot arms or the hands up. Okay, so you're really not using your hands at all. It definitely still press down through the shoulder blades, okay? Let's just test it here. We're gonna lift one leg to tabletop and then put it down. Try the other side. So if you feel really too wobbly, even with your hands down, with the ball, now is the time to grab that yoga block and put the yoga block just on the lowest height, okay? But maybe you can do it. Sometimes people feel more stable with robot arms because you can really press down the backs of the arms into the mat, whereas here, people try to really press the fingers down, but we don't have as much strength in our fingers as we do in our shoulders. So try it, try the robot arms. You may feel like, oh, well, I don't have my hands, but trust me, you have more power at the shoulders. All right, next time we lift any leg, doesn't matter. Let's see if we can lift the other leg. Move, see if you're wobbly there, put your hands down if you need to. Or if you can have the hands up, cool. And instead of lifting one leg, we're gonna lower one leg, so toe taps. So again, your spine's gonna feel, your lower back's gonna feel a bit more imprinted, like your pelvis is tucked. That's great. Keep it that way. Okay, so as I lower one leg, I'm not extending. I'm not spilling the water out of my bassin. I say bassin. In French, pelvis is literally bassin. And that's how us anatomy nerds like to think of the pelvis as a basin of water. So it's a bowl of water, and you don't want to spill it. All right, now we're going to see if we can extend the right foot to the ceiling and the left leg to the back, just like we did when we had the 1 foot rolling the ball. Good. So this might seem really hard if you don't have the balance yet, but those of you that are already comfortable on that ball, it's super easy. Like this is pretty easy for me, but it's one of those things, it's like a handstand. Once you learn it, like you found that balance point, and you can just do it. And people that haven't found it yet, like myself, we just can't do it, okay? Like we just can't do it. So once you found that balance point, this might seem easy for you, okay? But should be getting a bit harder. Now, both feet together and pelvis at all, in either direction. So we don't want to spill water forward, and we don't want to spill water back. Let me show you what not to do. We're not doing this, we're not curling into a ball, and we're not extending through the spine at all, okay? So neutral, neutral, neutral. Just the legs are moving, not the spine. Okay, now we're going to extend the legs. So extend both legs. Again, how low? Only as low as you don't spill that water. And then bend the knees. And extend. Notice as you extend the legs, you have to really, really engage the lower abdominals even more. And yeah, this is not so much burning, it's just really challenging that deep core, right? So this is not abs, this is rectus abdominis, the deep abdominal muscles that are even below the six pack. Kind of like intertwined with your organs there, and this is what really supports your lower back and that pelvic stability. All right, last variation here. We're going to keep the legs straight and lift and lower the legs any amount, keeping that pelvis still. So I'm going to lift towards the ceiling. I say towards, you don't have to go all the way there. And then lower. So these are all favorite lower ab exercises that we do, right? If you work out regularly, these might seem very familiar, but just doing it in this little ball, it just makes it that much more challenging for your deep core. And also for your brain, right? It's really hard to just tell yourself, it's okay. I'm wobbling. Even if you don't see me, I have been wobbling the whole time, but it's okay. Just because I wobble doesn't mean I'm going to fall. Here in Montreal, there's potholes everywhere. These cars are constantly wobbling, but they just engage your deep core and they don't fall over, okay? That's what these cars do. All right, I'm going to do two more. And this last one I'm going to hold with my legs as low as I can and maybe even arms overhead, so like a hollow body. Maybe I'm going to lift my head a little bit and hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and come on back. I put my head down there. I didn't like it. All right. And then if you leave the ball under there and you curl into a little ball, you can really tuck your pelvis and stretch out to your lumbar spine here. All right. Now, so we had it at our feet, we had it at the legs, we had it at the sacrum. Let's get back to where we did at the beginning, behind the rib cage. Okay. And let's do a few more of those just extensions and flexions. So here you can let the ribs flip, okay? They don't always have to be tucked in. Your ribs are attached to your spine, so when your spine is in an extension, your ribs will also be an extension, so to speak, okay? But now we want to go into flexion. So tuck the frontal ribs in, push the back ribs into the ball, imprint your pelvis, round your lower back, and come up to flexion. This is flexion. Slowly, with control, lower into extension, and then with control, press down to come up. All right, last time, press down to come up, 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 pause. Go back just to neutral, so not extension, so you're still pretty much keeping the ribs down and in, but they're not necessarily trying to kiss the hip bones, okay? So neutral spine, supporting your head, and we're going to try those toe taps again, or the toe lifts. So both feet stay down, one foot lifts to tabletop. All right. And you keep going like that, or next time the right leg is in tabletop, the left leg leads it, and you're doing that into toe taps. So now tabletop is your home base, and you're lowering one leg at a time. And yes, I did automatically imprint a bit more in the lower back here, because now my feet are not in a closed chain, touching the stable surface of the mat. Both feet are floating, so I really need to hug my navel to my spine to just get that stability. Okay. Now, pause. We're gonna do that scissor thing, okay, on either side. If you want, you can add a rotation. So rotate to the leg that's lifting to the ceiling and center. Okay, it's just a rotation, so don't lean. Stay, keep your rib cage on the ball. You just look, just turn to look to the side, okay? You don't have to like roll up along the ball. Just look. Good. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come to center and put my feet down and take a quick break. Again, you can use the yoga block if it's too intense to put your head all the way back, but this feels like a nice good stretch for me. All right. Ooh, hello. Okay, so you can come back just to your neutral, so not flexion or extension, and we're gonna try and do both feet at the same time. So let's see if we can bring right leg to tabletop, left leg to tabletop, tap those toes down, and then bend the knees to tabletop, okay? And you can add a little bit of extension to flexion here, so maybe just look up slightly as you lower the toes, and then curl in towards the knees. 4, 3, 2, 1. Last one, lower the feet, lower the head. Okay, because I want you to do the last grand finale with integrity. Okay, so you can repeat another round of the toe taps, or this time we're going to bend and extend the legs as we flex and extend the spine. Okay, so we come up to about neutral, maybe a little bit more flexion, and right away bring my knees up and start with the flexion. So try to kiss my knees and then extend the legs. Careful with the spine extension, so just sort of look up. Okay, so it's more like neutral to flexion. Just look up and come back. Let's do 4 more. Yes, I'm shaking. That's good. Find the shapes. But make sure that lower back is safe. Do not move your pelvis, okay? So if you're feeling in the lower back, go back to just the toe taps. I'm just giving you options. I assume you're doing this exercise at home. Literally nobody is watching, okay? So do what's safe for you. On the last one, we are going to hold. Legs are as low as you can without arching the lower back. You can extend the arms and hold for 5. Feel the shapes for 4. Keep breathing for 3, 2, 1. Feet down and extend over that ball. And breathe. Good stuff. All right. We're going to lay on our side next and do some stuff. For when we lay on our side, it's the booty, right? It's the booty. Okay. So I'm just going to use the ball. So some people really don't like just laying down and using that ball as a nice pillow. I like it because I can keep both sides of my waist nice and neutral. We don't want that. Again, we're training for real life. We want to walk through life walking or running or skiing or playing basketball like this. No, you want to be nice and long on both sides, okay? So that's what I do. But some people really like to be off on the elbow, which they always end up like this, okay? So you can lay down with the ball under your head or use this under you, not as something to rest in, as something to give you feedback to keep lifting up that waist by engaging the obliques and the core and also this shoulder to press down, okay? So I'll do it with you since I know most people are familiar with this one, okay? And we're just going to do a clamshell. So a clamshell is where you keep your feet together, especially the heels, okay? And squeeze the heels against each other so they have something to press into, okay? If they don't have anything to press into, it's harder to lift that knee, but if I press into something, I can lift the knee. I'm lifting my knee up to the ceiling without my hips rolling back, okay? That again is not working anything. It's just, you're just rolling back. Good, all right. So again, you can do this down here. Okay, and now we're gonna, so that's called clamshell. I call this one book. So I'm lifting the whole leg, including the ankle. Sorry, this ball is on my Apple AirPods. So a lot of people say, oh, well, I don't feel this, you know, unless I put an ankle weight on. I'm like, it's because you're not doing it right. I'm sorry, if you do Pilates and you don't feel anything, it's usually because you're not doing it right. Either because you're not engaging here and you're just collapsing, so you're not getting that core work, or because you're just leaning back. So obviously, you're not working the muscle because you're just leaning back, okay? So if you do Pilates properly, you will feel it, okay? You don't have to do an intense one. You'll feel it. Maybe you won't sweat, maybe you won't pant, but you will feel it. You will feel it if you do it properly, okay? All right. Now we're gonna kick. So knee in front of your hip, and then kick the back knee. Again, how do you do this one properly? Well, first of all, it's an extension of the knee. So the knee is in front of my hip, and then it's in line with my hip. So if I'm just here and extending the leg back and forth, that's fine, you're working your quad, but I know you're all here to work your glutes. The glute moves the knee in space, back and forth, okay? So in front of your hip and in line with your hip. Just in line, you don't have to go back there and extend the hip, but just move that knee. Don't just extend the leg, okay? Now, we are going to draw an L. So we lift up without rotating the toes up. Toes are facing me. So up, hip height, and then leg goes forward. Watch your lower back there when the leg goes forward. So think foot forward, but stick your booty back. Okay, good. Let's draw 4 more L's. Keep the spine neutral. So lots of things to keep track of here. Pilates is also challenge for the brain, that coordination. So I always keep my fingers of the top hand under my right side waist and make sure I can wiggle them at all points. 2 more L's. And now we're going to do circle, like a triangle, so connect the dots, but keeping the toe pointing forward, so parallel. So maybe, I understand your circle won't be as big, but we're really targeting the outer hip muscles here. And then we'll switch directions. So forward, up, and back. Notice my foot is not lifting that high. I'm very flexible. My foot can go high if I open the hip up and pointed the toe up, but I'm not doing that right now. I'm just not doing that right now. We're doing something else, okay? We don't always have to do the most. Pilates, I'll tell you, it's about doing the least. All right, last one. And bend the knee. Feel it. No ankle weight, just proper form. And I feel it. If I feel it, I know you're feeling it, okay? Don't sass me. Okay, we'll turn the other side. And do that. Okay, I'll do it up here, just so you see. Make sure this ball is always a ball, not whatever the shape is, okay? All right, so, and you can put it where it's a ball and keep it there. Heels together, squeeze the heels together to open the knee, not the hip. Do not roll back. Your hips, this one especially, is always facing forward. So instead of my hands being able to wiggle under me, this ball needs to be very light, like someone could always take it from me. Three more. 2 more. That top hand, now I don't know what to do with it. I just put it here like a kickstand, but you can have it on your head. On your head, maybe you don't like your head hanging down. All right, now instead of the clamshell, we're gonna open the book. So I like to bring my knees slightly in front of me this time so I can really see. I feel like it's harder to lift the leg like this too, but whatever works do 4 more. 3, 2, and 1. All right, we're gonna draw those L's. So leg is straight. We're going up, down, and forward. I want to keep the risers. See, I feel like when I'm up like this, I can't lift the leg much without dumping into the ball. So I'm going to just stitch the ball under my rib cage and put it under my head. Now I can have good form. Now I'm practicing for real life, okay? Right fingers under the left rib cage, they can always wiggle. All right, 2 more L's. Foot is parallel. All right, last time, go forward, and I'm gonna draw circles. So up, back, and down. Moving that knee in space, working those glutes. 2 more in this direction. And last one, switching directions for 5. It's not about lifting that foot high. Keep the integrity in the form. Form first, range second, weight last, okay? So if you have all this form, the second time you watch this video, you can add an ankle weight if you want, but you don't need to. Do a couple more. You guys hear that static? I need new AirPods. And last one, bend the knee, punch it out if you need to. Good. All right, one more thing. So that was outer hips. We're gonna do some inner thighs next. And now we will be up on, stay this way, the right leg a break, okay? So this we do wanna be up on the elbow. The top foot is behind you like a kickstand, so now open that hip, roll back a bit, okay? Because this leg needs to be able to move, so it won't move if that hip is on top of it. So open your hips diagonally to the ceiling. You can even lean back with the shoulders. And this leg, we're going to just start lifting it and lowering as high as you can. So about this height of the other knee, okay? The other leg. So don't lean back too much. You're not supine, we're not on our back, we're sort of diagonal, okay? And then, if that's okay, maybe you can lift, tap the opposite knee, and then lower. So tap the right knee with the left heel, and lower. 4, 3, I'm gonna support my head, 2, and 1. All right, and then right there, let's pulse for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, this right leg, I'm just gonna open it a bit. I wanna make a bit more space here because that foot, the left foot is gonna go back and forth through this little keyhole, okay? So now that left leg is extended in front of us, bend it, it goes through that hole, and then go forward. So instead of the foot going up and down in front of me, it's going back and forth, staying approximately the same height. 4 more. 3, 2, and last one. Now that foot is really in front of me, and I'm doing those pulses. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and come back in. So when you get strong in the inner thighs, of course, you can add an ankle weight, but a lot of us are not strong in the inner thighs. So wait until you're strong enough because they're small muscles, they are easily strained, so even a 1 pound ankle weight can feel heavy if you're using those small muscles, okay? So I'm on this ball and I'm gonna lean back, left leg is bent like a kickstand, and the right leg is fairly more forward, but still at a slight diagonal, and I'm gonna just lift. Warm up that right adductor. They're called adductors. All right, now I'm gonna add the tap. So tap the left heel, the left knee with the right heel. 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and pulses. So stay a bit higher for the pulses, so not like a half range. 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, quick break. You're gonna open up the left leg a little bit to make some room so my right foot can sort of go through there. Right foot reaches forward. Keep it nice and high, and it goes back and forth. Back and forth. 5. Try to keep everything else in the body relatively still so you're not swaying back and forth with the torso. You're not imprinting too much with the spine, so pelvis stays neutral wherever it is. And just move that leg for 3, 2, and 1. Foot is forward, and we're doing those pulses. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good stuff. All right. I'm gonna get some water. We all know and love a good quadruped kickback action. Great. So a little challenge is you can put one knee, let's put the left knee on the block, and your challenge is to use your deep core to keep both knees level. Okay? And we're kicking back. So when you come in, make sure the knees are at the same height. You're not letting that right hip drop, okay? And option to lift the left toes. So you're just on the left knee, okay? You can do that there on the block or with the ball. So try it. Again, just because you wobble doesn't mean you're gonna fall. Even if you fall, I don't imagine you guys are on a reformer that's been converted to a mat. You're probably just on a mat on the floor, so you won't fall, you'll probably just roll onto the floor. But try it, okay? So, all your toes are down, knee is on the ball, but right knee is hovering, okay? Let's try the kickbacks there. And you can stay there, we're just doing 10. Or lift the left knee, the left foot. So you really have to bring weight into your hands, okay? And then we're going for 10. Whichever version you're doing. I'm super wobbly, but it's okay. I'm just absorbing those shocks and bumps. Understanding that just because I wobble doesn't mean I'm gonna fall. I mean, I might, but I'm trying not to. 5 more. 4 more. 3, 2, and 1. All right, take a little break. So that turns it more from a glute exercise into a core exercise, okay? So if you want more glute, sure, add an ankle weight and just forget about the ball and the block. But if you want more core, you wobble, okay? That's core. Keeping you protected when you wobble. Okay, so next we're gonna keep that right foot step back onto the mat and hover the left foot, and you're rolling that ball just from your knee to your, just along your shin. So as big a range as you can go. Really try to bring your knee towards your left elbow. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right. Shake off the wrists. I understand, but wrist pain happens when the shoulders and the arms aren't doing their part and you're just dumping everything into the wrists, okay? So let's actually start the second round just with some scapular push-ups on our knees. I'm just gonna hold the ball in between my thighs just so it doesn't roll away, okay? So scapular push-ups, if you do what you're not supposed to do. So let your chest sink in down to the mat, your shoulders come up to the ceiling, come up to your ears. This is being lazy. I already feel the tension in my wrists, okay? And even if I'm letting everything sink, I'm sinking. You don't want to sink, you want to float. So protract the shoulder blades, push the floor away, first from the shoulders, and then the triceps, even using the muscles of the forearm. So I want to see fingers engage as if you're like gripping the mat. And then I immediately feel less tension in my wrists, okay? And then even this thing, lift up so you don't sink down, okay? I'm going to bring that ball under my right knee. I'm going to start with all toes down, but the left knee is hovering, okay? Let's just warm it up on that side because, you know, you might be stronger on one side than the other. And then if you have the confidence, bring all the weight, most of the weight into your hands, hover the right toes, and 10 times. We're kicking and bending. 8. I'm wobbling, it's okay. 7. 6. Keep floating, push down, protract your shoulder blades. Bring your belly up into your spine. Don't sink down. 4. Grip the mat. 3. Keep breathing. 2. Last one. I'm going to step back and get ready for the second exercise. Okay, so it's basically a plank. Okay, so I'm going to start with the, so come forward. Try to tap your knee try to tap your elbow with your knee. That's your home base. And then roll the ball back. We're going for 10, so I've got 8 more. 7, 6, 5, 4. Keep doing all those things. Protract the shoulder blades. Really imprinting here. 3, 2, and 1. Good stuff. All right, we're all done with the work. Just going to give you a little stretchy stretch to using the ball and to stretch out all that ab work we did. So please don't float away, ball. Just stay right there. Good. So we're going to start with Sphinx. This is from yoga. We do stuff like this in Pilates too. So passive extension. You're stretching out the back. So just laying on your belly. Legs aren't too wide. Like that way, good. And make sure your elbows are under your shoulders, so not up to here, not too tucked in, so you're making a little tripod, okay? So press down, okay? And it's about your chest. I think you're trying to shine your chest forward, and you just have to lift your head slightly to go with that extension, right? You don't want your upper back extended, but your neck flexed, okay? So you can hold there and just breathe, and then you can sort of go into just like a plank, but just with your pubis down, and then extend. So keeping the Sphinx, but it's like a round back Sphinx, and then an extended Sphinx. Okay? If you want more, I'm gonna bring my hands onto the ball, which I have room. I'm gonna roll the ball forward. So as I roll the ball forward, I lift my elbows, and it's like I'm diving forward. So lower your head, and then roll the ball back. And press down into it slightly so you can get more lift, okay? So we're extending and bending the elbows. So the elbows can touch down when you come back, so you can come up into your Sphinx. Or the advanced version of this is you keep your arms straight. So as I roll the ball towards me, I can get a really high extension. I'm pushing my pubis into the mat and then roll down. So it just depends how much more energy you got. Because this is not just a passive stretch, obviously. I am really squeezing my glutes, using my shoulders and triceps to stabilize my arms as I press into that wobbly ball. But the extension, the openness in the front body that it gives me